Okay, GLaDOS. Intriguing. Hello everybody, I'm Mr. Panda, and welcome back to the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I have absolutely no idea when you're going to see this. I am so far behind on editing everything, all the things. Be that as it may, we're still exploring what the Stanley Parable has to offer us, including the new content.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
I can skip it now? Oh, I guess I could always do that, couldn't I?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh my goodness! Well, they really want to make sure that I don't miss anything, do they? But before we get to that, there's something I've been told I need to try.
To let her back into your life.
Alright, go ahead.
She's been waiting.
No, she hasn't. I know how this ends. Alright.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. Oh, no. You can't. Did you just unplug the phone?
I did.
Now, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that?
Magic.
You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another.
Well, that's too damn bad.
Music comes in, fade to white.
We already tried that.
Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you...
I made a meaningful choice.
Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation?
I did not.
Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Oh, is it like BioShock?
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people.
But he'd have to make it out of bugs.
Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real.
Good to know.
Allow the person to finish their thought,
Aliens.
then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back sack and crack."
My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back sack and crack.
Making choices on a regular basis is the best part.
Oh, that's horrifying.
Process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant.
Good to know.
The feeling should subside.
Excellent.
At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Do tell.
Welcome back. You may have
What
noticed
the fuck?
that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Okay. Do I go back in, or maybe not?
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying.
Huh.
Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story.
Imagine.
That story would make no sense at all.
I agree.
We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Who could have foreseen that? Is it really going to just make me reverse course the entire way? slightly unnerving.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Why do I not trust you?
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Then why did you open this door?
No! Why did you do that?
Because I can.
Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Oh, I can't get in those doors.
Oh, it's ruined.
Oh.
I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work.
Maybe.
Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way.
Hurts, doesn't it?
Is it better to shut the game down entirely?
No.
To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
How do I get up on this chair?
I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to.
No. No.
I have
No,
to.
you don't.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are.
It does look
My entire
concerning.
game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground.
Well, that's the way it
What, Did you
goes.
think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it.
I
That
digress.
thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
I am not a child.
Story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make...
I'm not sorry.
I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task.
So,
just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
What happens if I do it again?
Right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and
Groundhog
you'll be
Day.
fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story
Fine.
first. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find it. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Whoa, wait a second. This looks different.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it.
A voice?
Surely behind
What?
this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code. Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall. I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step. Okay, fine, you're not going to do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows
But
what
I'm
it
not
means
Stanley.
to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right.
I did.
You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You... When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Uh-oh.
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to
What?
me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there?
I mean, I'm God now.
Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Oh my god. Okay, you know
All
what?
his co-workers were gone.
There's something I want to
What did it
try.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Boop.
Oh, good. You noticed my
I
sign.
did.
Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Do you, though?
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
What? Oh my.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
It does look very nice and swanky.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think?
Well...
Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean?
Good question.
But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Oh, I see what you did
Now,
there.
to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more
it's like an
fuzzy
IKEA.
magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Oh my goodness. What a lovely business. Very libertarian.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features. For the Stanley Parable 2,
Oh.
I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people.
Do they, though?
So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes. Totally. But does it work? Can I get out of here? What happens if I push that button and it does something terrifying? Well, there doesn't seem to be anything else for it but to push the button.
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is.
I see.
Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature.
I am Jim.
Just play along. I promise you'll love
Jim,
it.
Jim, Jimmy, Jim,
Okay, here
James,
we go.
James,
Let's
Jim.
Take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
I am Jim.
I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim.
Okay,
and
Mr.
as
Spock.
Jim, watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply?
Yes.
Are you really, truly Jim?
Oh,
right now?
yes.
If so, then please step forward and press the button.
What if I do nothing? Okay, it's been a moment, so I'm guessing I still have to push it no matter what.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Jim.
Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
I see. Oh, good, the door's reopened.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
We'll go there in a minute. What else is going on here?
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday.
Pencil sharpener.
Which would you go with?
Okay, so what do I do? Oh.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
There's no choice in this game. Wait.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
New and easy achievement? You don't say.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
Okay.
Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel.
Give it to me.
It will satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Alright, fine. Clearly I'm not getting it right now.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet? You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2
Well, we've
as
done this one.
Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle? Oh well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
Infinite hole? Let's distort space together.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Well, there's no time like the present. This is Sparta! Oh, hello. Oh my, that is
Isn't it wonderful?
quite far
One
away.
of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things. Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole.
Did you?
Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever.
Thank you for admitting it.
Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured
you
the
told me
hole
it was a
as
selling
deep as
point.
anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite?
That's not how that works.
If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
I'm guessing we actually have to teleport.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to oh, for heaven... You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much.
Oh, yes I do. How did you know?
Would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean... Admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really do have so much more to show you and to talk about, and I've had enough of the hole for a lifetime. Gosh. How could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow.
Oh, well that was quick.
Yeah. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less
You
infinite.
don't say.
I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here.
That's what she
try
said.
Something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
That sounds like a great
There
idea.
it is. The shame of my lie has come to haunt me.
Oh, hello.
Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point. It's more of a concavity, or even a very aggressive divot.
A very aggressive divot.
How is this still appealing to you?
I mean, it's your
You're
hole.
obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh,
Bottoming
who
out,
am I
huh?
to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
Well, it's not working.
Is the, teleport button not working?
It is not.
You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Wait. Seriously? Come back! Why? Oh. Hello? What is happening? No. Okay, I guess we're going back down. Hooray! Goodbye, cruel world. Oh my goodness. Boom! 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 It's like a movie. Ooh, chest. What? Oh, wait, no. Oh, it's like the mood setter. I want the jazz back. Oh well. Oh, okay. What? Perfect.
Stanley! Stanley! Oh good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it.
Yeah, every
You
second.
don't want to miss a single moment.
Not a single moment.
How about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle pip.
Toodle pip. Wait, is it gonna start? Oh, okay. What happens now? Oh, okay. Neat. Back at Stanley Parable
Here we
2.
are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Oh, we did.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind.
Oh, there's the bucket.
But it's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms.
I don't know about that.
And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would
Corporate
be?
budgeting.
Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Oh boy. Sure. Can I get rid of the bucket?
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Why, thank
The
you.
benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they?
Oh, well, I mean, don't butter me up too much. I'll think you're hitting on
In
me.
the Stanley Parable too.
Okay, I guess we're gonna take this bucket with us. With my handsome new charisma.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Ah, the mostly infinite hole. Fine, it ended. It did. Yes, it did. Alright, collectibles, collectibles, collectibles.
Ah,
What the fuck is this?
collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your
What the hell is this? Lovely. I feel accomplished already.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Oh my god. An Infinite Jest reference in Stanley Parable. Actually, that makes sense. Okay, I can't get the merch. Alright, well, we've tried everything else, and can't do anything with the merch, so I guess we're gonna try the epilogue. Alright, Stanley Parable 2, what do you got for me?
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley?
Sure would.
Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Oh, okay, is that it? That's it, huh? That's all you wanted to show me? Alright, fine, I guess we'll just head out this way. Wait. I can't get out this way. Fine, I'll just go this way. Very intricate designs. Oh my god, this is a long stair.
Have you seen everything you wanted to?
Yes.
Ready to move on now?
Sure.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul.
You're an ideas guy.
It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment.
Okay.
I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready?
Sure.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Impressive in a way.
Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game.
A very hard thing to
I wanted
do.
fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they wouldn't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original.
You would be surprised.
Maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building.
Oh my
where
god,
he
there's
was
balloons.
employee number. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley.
Oh.
Something he would never quite forget. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh my.
Stanley picked up the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Fine.
Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
Oh
Perhaps
really?
His boss's office was where he'd find answers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in
That
this
bucket.
darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would.
You are my sunshine, my
The two
only
of them were
sunshine.
inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
It certainly is.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right.
Thank you,
The bucket
Bucket.
is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Somehow I don't believe you, Mr. Narrator. But I do like the
Stanley
buckets.
and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Yes, indeed. Let's try plowing through to the regular ending.
The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Everything will be fine, Bucket.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well?
Nay.
Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
That's a good question.
These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Feeble?
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
I love you, Bucket.
And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
That's right, Bucket. You and me.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door.
The Bucket and I
The
are
bucket
getting
wanted to learn
married.
to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support.
Oh, this is awkward.
Wait, what was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
Let me be free.
Unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
As long as I have my bucket, right?
Okay, everyone, I think that is more than enough of the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, at least for now. I'm not sure how much more I'm going to discover here on YouTube, but it is out there. It's available for you to also seek out and explore strange new ways to play the Stanley Parable. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. I'm Mr. Panda, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.